Hello learners, I am Dr. Manisha Taneja Pahuja. In the previous module, we learned about types and transfer of learning. In this module number 3, we will learn about principles of learning, trial and error theory of learning. In this module, the learners will be able to understand trial and error theory of learning, explain principles of learning, identify various classroom implications based on the theory. Moving towards to trial and error theory. Trial and error theory is basically stimulus response associationist type of theory. In this type of theory, learning occurs in terms of the change in behavior of the learner brought about by the association of the response to a series of stimuli. E.L. Thorndike published a book, Educational Psychology, in 1930. He conducted experiments on cat. He put a hungry cat in a puzzle box. There was only one door for exit, which could be opened by correctly manipulating a latch. The food was placed outside the box. The smell of the food worked as a strong motive for the hungry cat to come out of the box. As a result, the cat made every possible effort to come out of the box. It made a number of random movements. By chance, the latch was manipulated. The cat come out and got the food as reward. In due course, the cat was able to open the door without any error, or we can say learned the way of opening the door. He named it as trial and error learning. This theory is also known as Thorndike's connectionism or connectionist theory or stimulus response theory or bond theory of learning. He called this theory as connectionist theory because he believes that learning is connecting. The mind is man's connection system. Here, stimulus motivates to respond the cat. So here learning is happening due to stimulus response relationship, due to which it is called stimulus response theory. A bond can be seen here between stimulus and response. So it is also called bond theory. Thorndike also proposed laws of learning based on his experiments. Laws or principles of learning. First we see primary laws of learning. The first one is law of readiness. According to Thorndike, readiness is preparation for action, which is very essential for learning. If an individual is ready to learn, then he learns very quickly and effectively. The cat was hungry and wanted food, so it was ready to try for opening the door of puzzle box. The next one is law of exercise. This law focuses on the practice. Practice makes a man perfect is very much suitable statement here. If we do a lot of practices, then learning is forever. But if we don't practice, then we forget everything. The cat learned how to open the door by practicing so many times. Law of use. We remember those things only which are useful to us. The cat leaves its errors behind and focused on right attempts only as it was hungry and needed the food. The next one is law of disuse. We usually forget those things which are not useful for us. The cat also forgets errors as they were not useful for the cat. The next one is law of effect. This law indicates the effect of learning, whether it is pleasant or painful, satisfactory or unsatisfactory. If desired behavior is learned, then reward may motivate the learner. On the other hand, if undesired behavior is learned, then punishment may demotivate the learner. The cat got the food as a reward, which motivated her for action. Now we come to secondary laws of learning. Law of multiple response. It implies that when an individual is confronted with a new situation, he responds in a variety of ways before arriving at the correct response. The cat also performed multiple responses to get the food. The next one is law of attitude. Positive attitude towards a task is also very important for learning. The feeling of I can always motivates an individual to learn. This attitude develops as per the need of the learner. The cat's hunger motivated it to reach to the food. The next one is law of analogy. An individual responds to a new situation on the basis of the responses made by him in similar situations in the past. Here, previous knowledge helps in learning new knowledge. The cat leaves its errors behind and focuses on correct attempts. The next one is law of associative shifting. In this law, a response may be shifted from one situation to another, which is presented at the same time like conditioned response. Thorndike explained that a bit of fish is dangled before the cat while you say stand up. After enough trials, there will be a stage when there will be no need of fish. Now we come to educational implications of the theory. The first one is a good effort from easy to difficult. This theory helps to start learning from easier tasks and then move forward towards difficult tasks. The next one is handwriting may be improved. It can also be used for improving handwriting. The third one is motivation before the beginning of learning. Through motivation, learner learns fast and effectively. Next one is practice makes perfect. Lots of exercises may be used for better learning. Next one is modification of bad habits and strengthening of good habits. Development of good habits in children can be done in a better way. Use of rewards and punishment is advisable. Desired behavior may be achieved through rewards. So it is advisable to use rewards and punishments as per requirement. The next is helpful in changing behavior of mentally retarded and delinquents. Mentally retarded and delinquents may be treated by motivating them through rewards. The next one is negative emotions like anger, jealousy may be reduced. Punishments may be used for undesirable behavior. Next one is oral drill work strengthens learning. To strengthen learning, oral drill will be a good option. So, in this module, we learn to understand trial and error theory of learning, explain principles of learning, identify various classroom implications based on their theory. In the next module, we will discuss about factors affecting learning. Thank you.